Hey, welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to have the second ever episode of the Wrestling Report Card. Today we're going to be going over the episode of Dynamite from last night, AEW. So welcome back, everybody, except for Brian Kendrick, boy. Take your ass on to the curb. All right, baby. Kicking us off first tonight, we had my guy Moxley going against Yuta. Yuta came out with Orange Cassidy and Danhausen in the housing, baby. The match started off pretty slow until you had the interference on the outside of the ring with Danhausen getting cursed by him. After that, as my guy JR likes to say, business is picking up. You had the jump off the top rope going into Mox completely after that. Also had a suplex by Yuda and then a cutter by Mox that was really nice. We also had the frog splash. Really got a lot more entertaining into that match. The finisher, by the way, you have Moxley hitting the paradigm shift, getting the 1, 2, 3, getting him out of there, coach. So our overall letter grade for the first segment of AEW Dynamite, we're going to go with a B- today, guys. B-. I don't think the match did much, but the fact that they did it on super last minute and still put on a pretty good show, can't really give too bad of a letter grade for that, so we're going to stick with that B-. After the match, as y'all know, my guy, Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon, popped up in the ring. Yeah, so, that's the crowd. You want to see his fight? You want to see his fight? Goes into this long spiel about how when he was still stuck in WWE, he used to watch Moxley. Gave Mox praise for being the best AEW champion so far. I personally agree with that. And then he gets into talking about maybe teasing a little tag team faction with Mox. And then kind of going to be like the Diamond Mine in NXT is kind of what it's looking like to me. But I haven't really got an answer yet. I'm not going to put a letter grade on that part yet. Let's see where it goes. And now on to the oh-so-beloved Brandy and Dan Lambert skit. I'm not going to lie. I'm a Brandy fan, but if you get so much heat to where Dan Lambert gets cheered, yeah, you're fucking hated. And I'm not going to lie. She had a couple good lines, but that American Top Tits line was bleh. It was terrible. She had a couple others. I was like, come on, Brandy. We can do a little bit better. I got to give it to my guy, though. Dan Lambert is cold on the mic. One thing I will give to Brandy, though, if you were putting Paige Van Zandt into any other feud, she would not get it would not get this much attention. The one thing I was very confused on with this segment, though, is you had Brandy and Paige. Neither one are full-time women's wrestlers. And then the women's locker room came out to break them up. Hell no. If they're getting TV time over me and I'm here full-time, let them motherfuckers whoop ass. I want each other to whoop their ass. You taking all my TV time? With all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and go with a C+ overall for this segment. Wasn't as cringy as everybody was making it out to be, but still not the best segment AEW has ever done. At least after that, we got into a really good tag team match. I mean, you had Kings of the Black Throne versus Pac and Penta. I mean, you can't really go wrong there. And let me just be honest. I could watch a best of 79 series between Pac and Malachi, I swear, and I would not get bored. Anyways, throughout the match, man, you had Pac and Penta just flying around early on. I mean, there was at one point, there was a spot where Penta climbs up to the top rope and drop kicks Malachi in his twig and berries, let's say. That was a really interesting spot. It looked like it really hurt. I also got to say, as good as Pac and Malachi are, Brody and Penta really had great chemistry throughout the match, in my opinion. Then we got to the finish. Malachi spits the black mist into Penta's eye. We're going to see where that takes us down the road. And then that led to him getting thrown into the Dante's Inferno for the 1, 2, 3. All that being said, for that tag team, man, I rounded it out with a B+ for those guys. I really thought they put on a really good show. Wish it would have got a little bit more TV time, but I know they did. They wanted to save the time for the main event, but we will get to that soon. Up next, my guy, we have Ruby Soho versus Nyla Rose, and so much hate was being thrown on this match. It was unfair. Were there a few slip-ups? Yes. Are any of us perfect? No. And to call it a botch fest, I mean, that's just a reach. But I will be honest, the last 3 minutes, they really made up for the slow starting, you know, to be honest. And the spot in the corner before she hit the senton when Ruby went for the kick, that's how it was supposed to happen, guys. Watch the match. Okay, well, anyways, finish goes. Ruby misses the kick. Nyla hits the senton off the top rope into the beast bomb. I really like that transition there. Hit her with the 1, 2, 3. Got her out of there. For me, overall, I'm still only going to give it a C+. Yes, I think people went overboard, but when there are a few mistakes, it is going to dock you on the letter grade. But I do. Those last 3 minutes really, really saved this match, in my opinion. Great job to both ladies. And then next, I wanted to touch on the Hangman Archer skit. You know, the only thing I didn't like is that you made Archer seem like he needed 2 managers by bringing Lambert out again. And then also, everybody, Dan Lambert's a fucking heel, okay? He's going to say shit that pisses you off, all right? That's just that. And one other thing I want to say, I'm a lot more invested into this match than I thought I was going to be. When I first heard Lance Archer, I'm like, it's going to be a squash. Like, we all know who's going to win, but you bring in the Texas Death Match. Now you got a little bit more intriguing with this. So they've hooked me in a lot more than I thought I was going to be. So kudos to you onto that. And then we get into the main event. Boy, MJF versus CM Punk. Come on, and let's just be honest, man. Both of these guys really delivered. Great heel work the whole match by MJF. You had the low blow, the biting, the MJF trying to leave. Then you had the tape. Oh, the tape spot was beautiful, guys. They got me. I'm not going to lie. When they hit MJF's music, I'm like, what are we going to do with the last 20 minutes of the show? I was thinking maybe Fiend's coming out. But anyways, we'll get to that later. Great heel work. Also, great storytelling throughout the match as well. MJF attacking the arm the whole time, even biting the fingers at several different times. Also brought in the knee joints as well. And to be honest, after the tape spot, like JR says, business is picking up. I mean, you had the reverse Hurricane Rana right after that. You had the Pepsi plunge. I believe the low blow was right after that. First time the Pepsi plunge has ever been hitting in 17 years. That's older than most of y'all, baby. And then you had the big elbow off the top rope too, the tombstone reverses. I mean, really great wrestling. For people to say that MJF is not good in the ring and CM Punk is washed, they really proved both of those points wrong tonight, in my opinion. One thing I really love is that the announcers point out that the refs in big matches are a little bit more lenient. We've always watched wrestling our whole lives, and why do they let them do this and not that? I love that they pointed that out. And then after that, Wardlow comes out, looks like he's Mr. Face, like he's about to turn face, and he throws MJF the ring on the low. When his face turn comes, the roof is going to blow off of whatever building they in. And if that building does not have a roof, boy, you better check the ozone layer, because it's going to be wild, my guy. So that leads to the finish. MJF hits him with the diamond ring, knocks him out. I'm giving this an A, man. Like, it's just an A. Great storytelling. Great build up to the match. Gave it enough time, but it wasn't too long. The only reason it's not an A+ is a clean finish to me from MJF would have been an A+. But yeah, we're still going to give it an A. Great job, AEW, MJF, and CM Punk. Damn, that's a lot of letters. All right, baby. So that wraps up today's episode of the Wrestling Report. Carl, let's tally it all up, guys. First off, you have Yuda ringing in at a B-. Next up, you had the Brandy Dan segment. We rang that one in as a C+. Next up, you had the Black Throne going against Pentapack. We gave that one a B+. And then we had the women's match. We had the Nyla versus the Ruby. We went with a C+ on that one. Like we said, great ending on that one. And then we had the main event, CM Punk versus MJF. Gave us an A. I tallied it up. I have the system. If anybody's curious, I would be more than glad to let you know. The overall grade for today's AEW Dynamite episode, we rounded it out to a B. Hey, once again, I want to thank for all the support I've gotten so far. If you continue to support me, thank you again. Tune in next Friday night. You know, we got SmackDown and Rampage. I'm going to try to come out with a review for both of those on Saturday evening. Thank y'all very much. Have a great night and be safe.